Wow, look what the wind blew in. I hope to see you again soon. Later.
Wow, look what the wind blew in. See you later.
Later.
and I was starting to get bored. See you later.
Johan is standing by the workbench, digging into some kind of device. This mechanism, resembling the insides of a folding umbrella, must be the Maelstrom beacon. Johan nods gratefully.
Yes, I was informed. The irrigation systems on the farm are working at full capacity, and the lab has all the water it needs too. You did a great job, thank you. I didn't forget our agreement. While you were solving Carmine Heights' problems, I took care of the beacons. You can find them in the safe.
He hands you a key. Johan grabs your sleeve.
I'd like to invite you to a family dinner, as a token of my gratitude. Will you come?
He shakes your hand.
Perfect. Come anytime. Olivia loves to cook, so it's no problem if you just drop in.
The blue responds with a small smile.
Great, then what are we waiting for? Come to the table. We were just sitting down.
You join Johan and Olivia at the wide table. Set out upon the light blue tablecloth are a white porcelain bowl of green soup with glassy onion rings, a scalded Atlas salad, roast beef and gravy, and fluffy white bread. The meal is almost a feast by Baron's standards and surprisingly abundant, considering that most of it is prepared from mutant lettuce. Sitting between you and her husband, Olivia takes Johan's left hand and your right.
Let us pray. Repeat after me. God bless this meal.
Johan sighs loudly.
Oh, pray for what, Olivia? For the dome, or maybe for Maelstrom to disappear? We're doing science here, not some religious shamanism.
The blonde laughs softly and elbows Johan.
But honey, it's tradition. Of course, we all believe in science here. Okay, no prayer today. Let's eat. Help yourself, please.
Olivia murmurs, serving you more salad.
You know I cook a lot. I'm good at it too. But Johan barely eats anything. He's always busy with his inventions and science. Well, that's common enough, I guess. More sauce?
Johan stops eating for a moment.
You know, I have to listen to this every single day. I don't think food should be fetishized, and dinner shouldn't be taken to mean gorging oneself. Dinner is an occasion to come together and talk. How did you spend your family gatherings?
Reisner nods absently.
Well, you see, Olivia, that's what I was saying. Family dinner is a symbol, a tradition. It has nothing to do with food.
He notes in a subdued tone, picking at his salad. Olivia forces a smile. A menacing silence hangs over the table. It's as if you're in the center of a storm that's about to break out. Olivia's fork trembles in her hand.
So quaint to bring up the topic of family, and also timely.
She says assertively, emphasizing the word family. She flirtatiously primps her hair and looks straight at you.
Since we're talking about family, did you ever notice how your mother looked when she was tired? I remember mine. Always thought she was hysterical. It was only when I had my own family that I realized why my mother always looked like a walking corpse. Sometimes on weekends, she would take a book into the garden and just lie there not moving. What was your mother like?
Olivia shakes her empty glass with a bitter smile.
Yes. When Mom wasn't lying with a book in the garden, she was smiling too, bustling about and baking mulberry pies. It's just... I remember my mom's hands. They were so thin, like a witch's. She had a young face and old hands. She always kept them hidden. You know why that is. It's my father. He was slowly sucking life out of her like some vampire, but I never realized it until I myself got married.
She casts a meaningful glance at Johan, making him squirm.
At least now you're not pretending that we're not talking. Surely our guest's presence has a positive influence on you?
Olivia sets her fork aside and gives you a look of contentment.
As a child, I naturally didn't notice anything amiss about my parents. And yes, I loved my dad. Now I realize I was unconsciously looking for a companion exactly like him. And I found one. A too similar one, even. Just as serious, just as private, just as unable to listen. So similar, in fact, that
Johan noisily pushes his plate aside.
I think you're straying from the subject at hand. We were talking about traditions.
Olivia grins ruefully.
Oh, yes, I was describing our main tradition, which we both borrowed from our parents and brought to our own family. We're the same as them, and our marriage is like this because you, Johan, don't know how to negotiate. You don't know how to listen. You think everything aside from your work is insignificant. If that was only our concern, I'd endure it like I've been doing for many years now. But we have Carmine Heights, and it is about to crumble. Just because we can't agree on some things. God knows I didn't want to bring an outsider into this conversation, but since you are not listening to me, maybe you'll listen to what the employee has to say?
She's looking at you, desperate for some support. Olivia shoots you a look of gratitude. Johann gazes dolefully down at his plate.
You said Ollie is trying to save the settlement and our family. It never occurred to me that things were so bad we needed saving. She always says she loves me and that we can manage. I thought everything was basically okay.
He glances guiltily at his wife, and she answers him with a gentle smile. Johann sighs and looks over to you.
Whenever we quarreled, I always remembered my father telling me women are much more emotional than men. Sometimes they lose their temper, and this is often due to the menstrual cycle or other hormonal fluctuations. And that's fine, but I guess things aren't fine after all.
Johann turns and impulsively hugs Olivia, and she hugs him back.
I don't know what to say. Maybe I've been totally out of the loop. Maybe I really don't understand anything.